Yo, what's good? It's the Miami Boys. Welcome to our first podcast where we just talk about random shit. I'm your boy Twan. I'm here with
Mr. Nice.
Alright, what are we gonna talk about today?
Alright, man, so I got an interesting topic today. Do you think men and women can be friends with each other and literally just friends?
Yeah, it's possible. But we gotta go through the situations, the scenarios. You can't just say, can they just be friends without having some sort of scenario to it? For example, if the dude already has a girlfriend, or the whole thing with, being in a friend zone, what does that actually mean? So as far as women and men just being friends, I guess we have to look at what friends are, because there are different types of friends. In a man and woman case, usually when it's friends, there's the benefits with it. So it's that's the thing.
The benefits.
So I guess what you're talking about, what we're trying to talk about, is that it's just the friendship thing, where it's I got your back.
Y'all are just friends. No other stuff. No sleeping around and stuff. Just literally that's the homie type stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's possible. But what's also important is how they become friends, I think. This will go back to the whole thing with the friend zone thing. Because usually when men speak with women, they find them attractive in some way, right?
Yeah.
And not all the time that woman will find you attractive. So there's that thing where, you're nice and all, but you're just not my type or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We can be friends.
Yeah,
that's the scenario. So that's the scenario.
Yeah, let's go with that scenario.
Yeah, so let's deal with the whole friend zone scenario. Because if you become friends like that, then I feel like you're not truly friends. Because in a sense, the guy is talking to you because he finds you attractive. He wants to do other things with you. So they can't be. They're not going to be comfortable just being friends.
Now, okay, I see that a little differently. For the simple fact that's how most of men and women become friends, anyways.
Mm.
Now, of course, we all have that one female. Well, that maybe not the one female friend, but the few female friends that are all right, we became friends because we literally think you're just cool.
Yeah.
And we legit don't find you attractive.
Mm.
But I do feel as if it's so for me, I feel like it's possible in every circumstance, regardless of how y'all become friends. But there's only one. I feel like there's only one circumstance where it wouldn't really truly work.
Oh, that would be.
So y'all were together.
Mm.
Now y'all not.
Yeah.
And now one of y'all is oh, hey, let's be friends. At that point, especially if y'all was doing stuff, the chances of y'all really being friends after y'all dated, even if y'all dated for 6 months.
It's still that connection.
Still got the
feelings.
Now, some people beg to differ. Some people are okay, you as a guy, you found her attractive. As soon as she make one advance at you, it's done so. It's over.
Mm.
And for 90% of the men, I would say that's probably accurate.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's people I can think of right now that I can literally just be friends with, whether I find them attractive or not. That no matter what, they are just a friend.
Um, and when you say it like that, it's like, because okay, if you go back to the whole thing with the friend zone stuff, right? Like, you just willingly just said that you would be friends with an attractive woman or whatever, someone that you find attractive, right?
Yeah.
And you'd be totally fine. You'd be able to control yourself and everything, right?
So it may not be easy.
Yeah.
It may not. It may be slightly difficult at times.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I can still be just a friend with that person and be fine with it.
Yeah. See, I think that's tough for most niggas.
It's difficult. Yes. Okay. I'm not going to sit there and say, okay, yeah, it's easy. Because not. Let's be real. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's. But the thing is, I think also for me, like the more I know about somebody, like I'll set up a scenario real quick. So I've known this girl for 8 or 9 years now, right?
Right.
When I first met her, I'm like, oh, she's good looking and everything. She seems like cool people, but like as we started becoming better friends and I learned more about her, at the end of the day, I could still find her attractive, but still be friends with her because there's stuff with her that I know that I'm like, I don't know if I want to be with her.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what makes it easy with that person.
Okay.
So like at a certain point with some people, it's what I know about them that will also make it like easy or difficult. And we could be friends, but like let's keep it as just friends.
All right. So you put in it as there's something that doesn't resonate with you as far as like what you look for in a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, and it seems like that makes sense. So
like I wouldn't, because the thing is, if you go and you do stuff with that person, you're gonna have to deal with
all of that
things. Like even if let's just say let's go up a couple levels. Let's just say it's a friends with benefits situation, right? You're still gonna have to deal with some of that stuff at a certain level.
Mm.
And like for me with that person, I don't think I'd want to.
You don't think you want to deal with
Yeah, like I'm like we good as friends at all. But for me, I want to keep it just. I want to keep it just at that.
Alright, I get you. I guess with me, it's sort of like I wouldn't really mind, I don't really care. For someone that I really find attractive, or someone that I just really like sort of resonate with, it would be kind of tough on me if they just want to be friends. So and with that, with me, it'll probably be like there's going to be like some conflicts in my head. It's like, yeah, we're friends, but I want to be more than that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like you said, when you get to know like that person, however long you've been with them, as a friend, you really start to see like, damn, like, this is it. This might be the one. This might be the one.
It might be the one.
And
or it may not be the one. Who knows?
Yeah. And your situation, she wasn't the one.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were some things that just didn't connect with you. As far as guys that I guess they don't willingly go into the friend zone when it comes to like, asking an attractive girl, hey, you want to hang out, you want to go out, stuff like that.
And
it's not willing.
And that's the thing. It's with attractive women. Because
we keep talking about attractive.
Because if we find a person, and this is mostly men and women. If we find somebody unattractive, we're like, all right, look, we'll take the friend zone. We'll take the friend zone. Like,
I mean, it's harsh, but yeah, it's not just men either. Women do that as well.
It's men and women, yeah.
So
it's just for men. Men notoriously hate getting put in the friend zone.
Yeah.
Wow, women notoriously the first thing they do is go put people in the friend zone, and we don't mean this 100%. We mean like 9 out of every 10 people. But you know, there's a couple people out there that go against the statistic.
Yeah.
Like okay, there's gonna be a couple women out there that are like, all right, I ain't putting nobody in the friend zone. Everybody got equal chances. There's gonna be some men out there. Beats me. But then there's gonna be some men out there that are like, yeah, I'll take the friend zone. You are braver than I am.
Yeah. And I understand that. I want to make this clear that I understand why the friend zone thing happens. Yeah. Women usually have good reasons for it.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason would be like they're just not interested in you.
Yeah.
And the other one that niggas just would never believe is that they have a boyfriend and they actually fucking do.
You know the reason why. You know the reason why people don't believe that? Because it's used too much.
Yeah,
like,
it is an overused thing. But
like, okay, here's the thing. And I realize I fit into the minority when I say this. I would rather you tell me you're not interested than tell me you have a boyfriend and you don't.
Yeah, I get that.
I would rather just be off the bat told I am not interested than you tell me I have a boyfriend but I don't.
So instead of straight lying to my face or something like that, just tell me straight up.
Just tell me straight up you ain't it.
Yeah. You ain't it, chief.
Like I appreciate that way more than being told something that isn't accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Now it may not feel great hearing it.
Right.
But I'd rather hear that than find out later on, oh, she just ain't have a boyfriend.
You just straight up lied to my face.
Like
you just told me I was ugly. That's all you gotta say.
Look, the truth hurts and nobody wants to hear the truth, but the truth is the truth, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so the thing with that, like, I understand why friend zones exist. And I understand the reason. Like, whatever reasoning you have, like, me personally, I'll just leave it be.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, here's my thing. Here's my thing about the friend zone, right? Like, we both know the friend zone exists. But the one thing that I think that like the one thing that I feel like annoys most guys is they like we all have that one female friend that we know we're deep in the friend zone on. Like we see the back of the friend zone. And every time you go up to them, they'll be like, hey friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, hold on. I know I'm in the friend zone, but you don't gotta keep calling me friend. Like, you don't gotta keep reminding me I'm in the friend zone. I already know I'm here.
That wouldn't bother me as much if I'm in a friend zone with someone that like I find attractive but like don't really connect with. If it's someone that I find attractive and like really want to be with that person, like it will affect me.
Like you really vibe with this person.
Yeah, it will affect me, honestly.
Like I'm like because the thing is there's three types of people. Well, there's 4 types of people out there and this is once again this is for men and women. There's 4 types of people out there. There's the first 2 groups are you find this person attractive in both of these groups. But one group is you'll connect with them, the other group is you don't connect with them.
Mm.
Then there's the other 2 groups are both of them are you don't find the person attractive. One of them is you connect with them, the other is you don't connect with them.
Right.
In 2 of the 4 scenarios, you connect with this person whether you find them attractive or not.
Mm.
Now, we all understand the whole beauty only goes skin deep thing and beauty's within the eye of the beholder. And not to get too far off the topic, but you can physically be a 5 in somebody's eyes, but be a 7 with their personality.
Yeah.
or you could physically be an 8 in somebody's eyes, but be a 6 with your personality.
Mm.
And it's like,
and that's very important.
and that's very important when it comes down to whether that's also important when it comes down to whether or not you're going to like be content with being friends with them.
Right. It's not just a relationship thing. It's like it's another.
It's
thing.
like, do
I
I
want to be around you? Basically.
exactly?
Do I want to be in your presence?
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like I know some people. Like I just had this conversation with somebody like not that long ago, right?
Mm.
And I'll bring another question into this real quick. After I explain this, but they're like, okay, if a girl, regardless of if you found her attractive or not, and whether you connected her or not, if she was giving up the box, would you take it? And I sat there for a second.
I had to sit there and think about it.
I sat there for a second when she asked me that question. And I'm like, that's on a per person basis.
Yeah.
Because for us, we don't have to connect with that person to still do it with them. But the thing is that, like, one thing leads to another. Because if friends with benefits, if friends with benefits is on the table, that can lead to both of y'all catching feelings for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta sit back and think, damn, I don't want to deal with this person, but was it worth it?
Yeah, that would be my main thing. Like,
and for me, my answer to her was, it's on a per person basis.
and it is.
Now the thing is, people want to be with somebody they find attractive.
Obviously.
Which for I mean, okay, there's people out there that will do it with just anybody. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But for the average person, nah. Like I gotta at least see a little something in you to be doing this stuff with you. Like
Yeah.
And so I mean, I hate not giving a clear cut answer, but that is my answer.
Since you're saying it's a per person thing, let me be one of those persons then, I guess. No, I wouldn't, because like for me, it really does like the personality really does affect how she looks to me.
Mm-hmm.
She can be the baddest thing in the world, but like if she acts like
walking around here looking like a damn, I don't know, like a model or some shit.
right, but if there's something about her, like her attitude or like her whole vibe is just not with me. And that's important to me because like the thing with sex is like it's an emotional thing for both parties.
It's just one gender may be more
one
emotionally
more
invested than the other, but
yeah, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
So like I have to ask the question to myself, like, am I willing to deal with this person? Because like we both gave each other up to each other, you know,
in
so
a higher capacity than just being friends.
Right. And yeah, so basically, no, it like you can just like wailing around for me and shit, and I'll just be like, yo, listen.
I'd be like, that's cool and all.
Just like, that's cool and all. Hey, but like, sit down right here. Like, let me open up your mind. You know, let's see what's going on in your head. Mm-hmm. And then maybe,
yeah,
like even with that, it's just like, you know, I personally think that, you know, whether it be a friends or a relationship, you need to know that person before you like want to be a part of their life, or you want them to be a part of your life.
You need to know them enough to just rather than just going and just like being like, okay, all right, let's go.
Yeah. And if we go back to the friend zone thing, and like when guys go up and they talk to this dime that they saw, it's like, damn, that dime bad as fuck. right?
Mm-hmm.
But at that moment, that's all we see.
That's all
we see the fat ass, we see the nice titties, pretty face, and that's usually what drives us to really go and talk to them. That alone,
but
it's second nature for us to think about personality. We just want to make sure we get her number at least.
But that's the thing. It's what okay. I forgot what show I was watching. But I was watching some on Facebook the other day. Maybe not the other day, but recently enough for me to remember this. And so the lady was asking the question, okay, what goes through the guy's mind? Like let's say you're out at the club with your friends and stuff, right? What is it that what is it that she can do if she's there and she sees a guy she's interested in to make the guy want to come up to her and talk to her? And the host of the show responded to her saying that human beings, regardless of gender, will always build up enough confidence to go talk to somebody based off of how they look.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, it's both ways. Like even the women are like, all right, she would want that guy to go up to her based on how that guy's looking in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is that it's physical attraction that will entice somebody to go up to the person and talk with them. Everything else from there is based on that person's personality.
Yeah. Whether I should keep this going or whether or not you're wasting my time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I totally agree with that. Like, it's an attractive thing, right? And like the guys that go for that, right? Found really appealing, found like really sexy and stuff like that, and then get slapped with the, oh, I got a boyfriend, or like, oh,
I'm not interested.
Whether they believe, whether you like it or not, that affects the hell out of men. Mm-hmm. Like, it really does affect you. So like,
it's a little bit.
Even if it's just a little bit.
It's a tiny little. Because it's going to affect every guy even a little bit.
Yeah.
Some guys aren't used to it. Let's just be real. Some guys just aren't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I mean, even if it's just the smallest amount, he's gonna be like, ah, damn. All right, just gonna go to the next one.
And this is where I was coming in, where like, how you make friends with a woman, right? So like, that just happened to you. So you basically got rejected, right? Mm-hmm. But she's like, oh, but I think you're a cool person. I think we could be friends.
Yeah. That's
what kills me, right? Mm-hmm. Because you didn't want to hear that friend part.
You didn't want to, because some guys specifically guys, some of them would rather never see her again than be friends with her. Mm-hmm. Which in my mind, I'm like, look, all right, not every there's how many billion people on this planet now? Like, let's just say 7 or 8 billion people on this planet,
right.
And over half of them are women.
Yeah,
you're gonna find somebody else out there like that
mentality. You should be fine.
Like, not every person on the planet is going to find you attractive.
Right.
Not everybody on the planet who even does find you attractive will be interested after they get to know you. You're gonna have to be friends with somebody at some point.
Yeah. And in the case of friend zone, that's why I feel like in most friend zones, it's not genuine. It's like, that dude is just waiting for a slip up. Mm-hmm. If you actually do have a nigga, he's just lurking, making sure.
Lurking in the background.
Yeah.
Waiting for you, man.
Planning for your demise, your relationship demise. Like, mm-hmm. he hopes that your nigga fucks up.
Literally, like.
So when I look at friend zones, when I look at being friends with like women, just like strictly just being friends, and I see that, and it's like, that's not being.
That's not genuine.
Like, you should be building up their relationship, not wanting it to be teared down so you can have a chance.
Exactly.
So that's
Now,
why it's important to me is how you become friends.
now, yes. There are a lot of friendships out there that do end up turning into more than just friends.
Yeah.
But I do genuinely feel like at the end of the day, you can be friends with somebody with no alternative motives.
Mm. But like, okay, all right, you said that, right? What scenario would that work in? Where a guy would just be like, oh, we can just be friends. That's it.
Yeah. So,
Like, we need both parties to agree to this
to
friendship.
this friendship thing.
Just like you would do with a relationship, both parties have to agree to it.
Okay. So I could think of two situations currently, like right now, where I'm friends with these two women. I got to think of a third one, but that's another question that I'll ask. I won't even list that one. But I can think of two of them, and ironically, one where I don't think she's attractive, and one where I do.
Okay.
Now the thing is, the reason why I think we can be friends is for two different reasons. But at the end of the day, come back to the same conclusion. The first one, I'm not attractive. So I'm like, I don't want it to be more than just friends.
Mm.
She might, but I don't. I don't know what she does though. The second one is I wouldn't want it to be more than friends for the simple fact that like I know her too well.
Alright.
Like, okay. And let me preface this real quick. If you're dating somebody and you find these things out, it's a little bit different than if you're, and then if you're friends with this person, you find stuff out.
Right.
If you're in a relationship with this person, you can tend to learn how to deal with the stuff because they're your significant other.
Yeah.
But
and of course, you learn how to deal with it because, like, you already made that commitment.
To an extent, yes.
Yes.
I wouldn't really say forced, but like you're like highly recommended.
Highly recommended. I like that.
In the other cases, like, all right, y'all just friends. Like, you don't really have to. You can if you want, but you don't really have to.
Yeah.
So the third situation actually tied into another question I was going to ask that my friend asked me. So we all got that one gay homie.
I don't know.
But I mean, we all got at least that one gay homie. Like for us, like she would fit the male role in her relationship.
Oh, okay. You're talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we all have that one, and they dress like a guy. So if they got some buns, we don't see it.
Yeah. But
so the question is, if you got that one gay homie, and she's like, "Oh hey, can I go like take a shower in your shower or something? Like y'all just went to the gym or went to play basketball or something like that." And she trying to go and like take a shower or some shit, and y'all at y'all place. And then you're like, "Yeah, sure, go for it." And she got some buns. Would that change your mind? And
as far as us being friends?
Well, as far as you want to get some.
It's okay.
Now you see.
The thing with that is that, like, so in your scenario, she's gay, right?
Yeah, she's
so
gay.
She wouldn't even be interested anyway.
Well, okay, so the situation is she's gay and she fits the male role in the relationship.
Yeah.
Now the thing is that some of them like okay, so there's the ones who used to date guys and then swapped over, who used to be with guys and then swapped over. There's the ones who never. She would be the one that never, and she would be the one that has always been slightly curious.
Mm.
And y'all homies. So she's like, she know you, she's comfortable with you, she trusts you.
Okay. Still a dangerous game.
Still, you see, so my answer for that has been and still is no. For the simple fact that in my mind, I still feel like she's walking around here like she a dude.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be doing shit with another dude. Like
I want to take it to that extent, but like,
yeah, I don't know. That's just how I see stuff in my head. Like,
I wouldn't take it to that extent. I would still see her as a woman.
No, I mean I still see her as a female.
Okay.
It's just she acts like she's not a female.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing.
So that also poses a question with like tomboys. You can say that about tomboys, but like.
Well, okay, tomboys is a touchy subject because I feel like tomboys are in the middle, like in the middle.
That gray area, basically.
There's a gray area. There's a small little gray area in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like they fit right in that gray area because like I'm not gonna name no names, but the one girl we had class with.
I'm aware. Think. I don't know which one.
The one that used to play soccer.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a tomboy.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like she's in that gray area.
Okay. So my thing is tomboy, like, whatever. To answer that question, right? It would be a no, yes. No, yes.
No
okay,
comment, yes.
let me rephrase. All right. For me, it depends on how long I know that person. It depends on how long I know them. And again, it goes back to me, like, knowing their personality and stuff. Like, yeah, she may act like a dude, but shit, she likes video games just like me. She likes anime just like me.
Yeah.
We can sit there and talk about us about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just see it as that. Like, is she the homie that I can talk to about, that type of
Just
stuff?
about anything, yeah.
That's it. That's how I would see it as. And I also respect her sexuality. She likes women. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, that's
That's
you know,
cool.
you do you. Even if it's a guy, I'd be like, that's cool. Just do you. Tomboy, that's different with that. But
Yeah,
like,
it's
still,
like the thing
it's the
is
same answer.
tomboyish. I feel like is like it's weird because it's like okay, they're just not into the whole like they're just not into the whole
Dressing girly and stuff.
into the whole makeup thing and the nails done thing.
It's fine with that.
Like they just want to be comfortable. Not necessarily that they like the same gender. It's just like it's. I think that for me would be on a per person basis. But if it's anything past that, I'm like, I just couldn't, man. Like I just couldn't.
Yeah, like the reason I said that it depends on how long I knew her, because that would be all I see her as. Like if it's been years we've been a homie, that's literally all I see you as.
Just the homie.
As the homie. So like for you to come up to me randomly and just say something like that, it's gonna throw me off. Because I would never have any thoughts about that.
I mean, it's gonna throw me off too. I'm like, so come on, so you curious now?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just no matter how much buns this girl got, I just couldn't. Like,
you still thinking of like the dude aspect of
Exactly.
it, like her like speaking like a dude, sort of, walking like a dude. Like
That's the biggest thing. That's my biggest thing. I'm sitting here like I can't unsee the dude in you.
but like to me, it's like clearly obvious that she's just acting like that.
Yes,
So like
that's fair.
you're taking it in the literal sense that she is like a dude.
I don't know, man. I just can't get like I just can't. It's one of those things that I just can't unsee.
Uh, I don't know. It's just really it's basically like how I think of you throughout the years of us being friends. Because maybe at one point before you even transition to being like dyke or tomboy or whatever you want to call it, right? Maybe at that one point, even when we first met, I may have like thought like, damn, you're really attractive. I could see us, doing things. But now that we've been talking for years and stuff like that, and I saw that there's been no progress in those years of us actually being together, and I actually see that you're only interested in women. That's it. I've already gave up like a year ago, 2 years ago, right? So it's like, that's it.
And that's the thing. Like, at a certain point, that's another thing. At a certain point, when guys give up,
they give up.
Okay.
Like no,
Okay,
seriously, like they're done. Like
I think I have to preface this. When Miami guys are done,
yeah,
they're done.
Like if Shorty ain't trying to do nothing, I'm just gonna go to someone else.
Like
that's how it is.
Like when a Miami guy has moved on, a Miami guy has moved on. Yeah. There's always that 1%. But once it get there, you gotta work your ass off to get that guy to reverse anything he's been doing. Like
yeah, because in his mind, you show no interest, even through all the stuff that he's been trying to do, right? All the moves that he's been making. You show no interest at all. So you made it very clear to us that you want nothing to do
that you just
with us, all right? So all right, we're just gonna leave it at that.
But the thing is, what it ends up taking is like going back to the guy plotting and scheming, right? What it could do is what it would take is she's in a relationship with a guy. She's told another guy she's not interested. They break up. He thinks, oh, this is my time to make moves real quick. He made moves, and then she's still going and starting dating somebody else.
Yeah.
At that point, that's the point the guy knows, okay, it's donezo.
Yeah, it's like she's really, really
like
at that point.
You was in the friend zone, you got pushed back in the friend zone a couple rows at that point.
like her boyfriend that she was in a relationship with was in first command, and he was like second command. Not
even third.
Yeah, he was like in second command. Like the fact that like first command just got like discontinued and she still didn't go to you.
And she still skipped over you.
Yeah, so it's like at that point, man, you just gotta be like, yo, listen, it's just not meant to be.
And it's kind of like in sports, right? When you think about it with football, if the first screen quarterback get injured and they go directly to the third screen, you might as well just ask for a trade request at that point. Like,
pretty much.
Like, you got skipped over.
It is what it is. Like, not every woman, like you said, that you would go up to would find you attractive. So, I guess in a sense, then it's sort of turned into a thing where, like, when women reject you, that should have been in the title. Like, when women reject you or whatever. It's just, like, when people reject you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it can happen with women, too. Women can be put in friend zones as well.
It happens way less.
Yeah, it happens way less.
Way less.
But women are put in friend zones as well. Like, I'm trying to see. I'm pretty sure I'm in friend zone with like a few. But like the thing with that is, yeah, I found them attractive, but like I had a feeling. Like deep down in the pit of my stomach, I was like, this ain't no code.
This ain't it.
Like,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a couple of times. There has been a couple of times I'm thinking about that I friend zoned a girl.
are you friends on
I friend zoned the girl.
Hmm.
And the thing is, I could tell. Like I could tell she was low key salty about it. But the thing is, I'm like so. The scenario was that one of our mutual friends. So this was up here, but I don't want to give away too many details because she watched the video, she gonna know exactly who.
Yeah, yeah.
But it happened while we were living here, but it's people back from Miami. And so one of our mutual friends tried to get us together. I didn't know the person, and I'm like, before saying, "Hey, can I see what she looks like?" or whatever, I'm like, "Yeah, sure, it's fine. I trust you." And then so her and I, we had each other on Facebook. I think she actually sent me a friend request. We had each other on Facebook, and I'm sitting here scrolling through her pictures on social media, and I'm like, you know what? I said yes to my friend already. I'm gonna at least give this a try. I tried my hardest.
You gave it all that you got.
I gave it all that I got. And I'm like, look, hold on. I'm sorry I wasted your time. I think we could just be friends.
Hitting that line, it just hits.
Like, and the thing is, I meant this in the best way possible.
Yeah, you might have been like really genuine. Like, it's still.
I meant this. No harm, no foul.
Like, you legit just want to be friends.
I think we need to be friends.
Yeah. It's just that line. It just affects people.
Like, I'm laughing about it now, but like, I'm laughing about it so I don't be mad at my friend. Like, I think we should be friends.
I don't think I've cautiously put someone woman in a friend zone. It must have been subconscious, honestly. I guess you can call me very dense. I wouldn't really know if a woman is attracted to me or
okay, that's the thing. I think that's most men.
Yeah.
Because unless she is just obvious.
Yeah, she gotta be really obvious.
She gotta be like, yo, I like you type shit. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm straightforward. I prefer if it was like that because I'm straightforward. If I like you, I'm just tell you straight up.
But you see, the thing is, most women, most women, they're like, he should know.
Yeah, they kind of expect you to be like, hey, I'm doing this, these minimal little hints.
Mm-hmm.
He should be catching on.
He should be catching on to it. But the thing is, men don't think that much.
Rephrase that. You're going to see that we don't think at all.
Okay, what I'm saying is that we don't think deep enough into it.
Okay, yeah.
We don't, when it comes down to stuff like that, it's like, all right, look, hold on a second, hold on. Either tell us up front, or do something. Because if you drop in popcorn hints here and there, we may not see you dropping it.
We won't see your little trail that you leave behind.
We won't.
We probably won't be. Honestly, we probably won't pay attention to it unless you're really attracted to us. Mm-hmm. Then we'll kind of try to dive deep into it. It's damn, she brushed my shoulder a little bit. Maybe she
No.
Oh, the way that she touched my hand, damn.
You see,
I think she's trying to fuck.
That's how they get themselves in trouble, though.
Yeah. It's they kind of go overboard with it, but it's stuff like that. Honestly, I would not know. Because I'm like really dense when it comes to that type of shit.
You know what I used to do back in high school, when I wasn't sure if a girl was into me, I'd go up to her and I'd be like, "So what's up?"
Mm. Bold accusation.
I wouldn't say nothing, but all I would say is, "So what's up?"
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll be like, she can even give you one of three responses. The response that's like, I don't like, not the response that I don't like you, but the response that's like, I see you just as a friend response is not much.
Mm-hmm.
The other response that's kind of like the middle response is, mm-hmm.
That's what you're gonna say.
I've had girls say that to me, literally.
Okay.
And then the response that you got in your goal is when she responds, "What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
Because
and she go on a whole thing with her daily agenda, what she was going to do and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you ask her what's up, she'll literally tell you what's up.
Okay, that's the special type of person though.
Okay.
That's a special type of person. Because literally, if all she says is "So what's up," and it's like she does her little girl thing or whatever.
Her little girl thing.
I don't know how to explain it.
All right.
But she does a little her stuff.
Mm.
That's how you know. Like, you know.
Yeah. And honestly, it all comes down to how natural. This is. I'm gonna go back. Let's to sort of wrap it up. Like, can women and men just be friends? It has to be like a natural thing. How you became friends. Like,
mm-hmm.
even if you found her attractive and stuff like that, it's like, how did you go about getting close to her?
Exactly.
And let's talk about friends, right? So friends are someone that you can go to and talk about anything with. Someone that you would put trust in. Someone that's there for you, and you're there for them, vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone that you just really connect with.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's sort of like a what do you call it? It's sort of like a, I guess, watered down relationship.
Watered down relationship, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about it, there are, and this is only if you follow the code, right?
Just follow the code. Okay.
This is only there's some people out there that don't they don't follow the code or nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can agree is how you met to an extent, is for the simple fact that it's okay, you knew her brother first,
Mm-hmm.
and then he introduced you. It's oh, hey, this is my sister.
Right.
That's off limits. That is off limits.
Okay. Well, you made it seem like that. Okay, that's the case where you're sort of forced to be friends.
That is, here is the line. None of y'all niggas can cross it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's this is family.
Yeah, this is the homie sister. I can't do shit.
But I feel okay, I know that's a scenario, but with that, it's just if you and a homie knew each other for years, childhood type shit,
mm-hmm.
you already know how he is.
Yeah.
You saying you want to really put your trust in your homie, potentially,
well,
going out with your sister and potentially become your fucking brother-in-law.
You see, I don't really have to worry about that.
Wow. Okay.
You know my situation, so I don't worry about that.
Okay.
But I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So it's there's some guys out there that's okay, all right, yeah, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
But for the average person, it's don't do it. Just don't do it. And the thing is, even if I've met the two of them separately and I find out later they're related, I'm let me take a step back.
Yeah, at least you're like,
Unless I'm already too far deep and I'm like, bruh, look, here's my situation.
at least you're being honest.
I've already started the backflip. I can't fix it.
Yeah, at least you're being honest.
like the only way I wouldn't take a step back is if I'm already in motion.
Right.
And I can't take a step back anymore.
Right.
I'm like, look, you're the homie, but I knew her first. We've already started X, Y, and Z. Like, give me a little bit of slack here.
Right. And I know we've been kind of going all over the place with like our scenarios and stuff, but like I guess the main thing to take from this is, I guess if we count it down, like how you met her or him. Again, we're gonna do vice versa.
Yeah, how you met the person. What you think of the person.
Mm.
Maybe not what you think of the person, what you know about the person.
Yeah, that sounds better. What you know about the person.
And I think there is.
What was the other thing? It was another thing.
Well, there was another.
Talking about a lot of stuff.
There was another scenario, but I kind of don't want to like. I kind of don't want to put that as a scenario. like yes, it fits, but it's like.
Yeah, I guess a third thing would be how long you know her, or how long you know them.
You know the person, yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah. So, yes, I guess in a sense that we both agree, yes, it is possible for men and women to just be friends.
Under
certain
very
conditions.
specific circumstances.
Yeah. Right. And it's kind of sad that you have to say it like that, but like,
just because
it's the truth.
Just because of how society is today.
Yeah, it's how society paints like this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you see a man and a woman together, you're thinking of like one out of two things, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the very first thing you're thinking of, they're together,
or they doing something.
Like you would never see them as
as just friends.
Best friends too. Like that's another thing you really go into, like best friends. Like it's possible for you to be best friends
with somebody of the opposite gender.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But again, when it gets to that point, it just means that if you have known each other for a long time, you already know each other's vibes. Mm-hmm. You already know each other's types, so you already know that you two won't be compatible as far as like an actual relationship. But it's just being friends.
It's just being y'all are cool being friends.
And that's another thing. Both parties have to be cool with that. That's the only way it can happen.
Another thing is that sometimes over time, people become cool being friends.
Yeah, and that's the special case scenarios where like you start off as friends and then you become something more.
Mm-hmm. Or
that's what I mean by the whole natural thing with it. It's like
because there's some circumstances where it's like okay, the guy really wanted to be with her, mm-hmm. but he got put in the friend zone.
Right.
But over time, he's like, okay, he'll say the whole, I'll be friends with you. But
that would never really come out. It's not like, yeah, sure, I'll be friends.
But when he says that, because in his mind, he's like, all right, I'm waiting for my opening. Mm-hmm. But during his time of waiting for that opening, he's like, you know what, maybe we actually could just be friends. Mm-hmm. Like, he'll never actually say that to her, but in his mind, all of this would happen.
Right.
Because, like, I know, it hasn't happened with me, but I know a couple circumstances where it's like, it started off like that, and then he realized, oh, hey, it's not that bad trying to be friends.
Right. And I guess in my case, but with my female friends, again, that's why it's important to me and how you met. Like, most of my female friends I met at school or at church or whatever. So in like certain like situations, like maybe a group project at school
or something, yeah.
Or like maybe I was part of like some Bible study or club or something that I met them with. And normally when it comes to me meeting like females, like obviously yes, I do look at appearance and stuff like that. I am a guy, like like those are the guys that be like, yeah, I don't really look at it at first. Like, no, that is the first thing that you see.
Yeah.
And then, like, obviously that's the first thing that I see, but then, like, then it comes to the second question of, okay,
who is this person?
Yeah, who is this person?
Like, okay, just to kind of like bounce off of that, what you just said a little bit. For a guy, looks is the first thing we see, but it may not always be the most important thing we see.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it goes back to saying like you can look like a 10, but be a 6 with your personality,
right.
Or you could be a 6 with your personality, or like a 6 with your looks, but an 8 with your personality.
Right.
Personality will either make you look better or worse in most guys' eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, of course, it's kind of like there's some stuff you can look past, but not a lot.
Right.
Like, because there's stuff like when you go and look at married couples, there's stuff that each person does that the other person's like, I can't stand when you do this, but they're still together.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to look past some things, but like not everything.
Right. And yeah, I totally agree with that. And the women friends I have right now, totally cool with them. Like,
mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm not thinking anything else of them, to be honest. But if there was some sort of chance, I would take it with any of them, honestly.
Yeah.
But like right now, that's not like my main agenda. It's not the first thing on the checklist, especially if I know that person like I'm not their type and stuff like that. So it's like you kind of have to just leave it be with that type of stuff. Like it's cool to just be friends, right? It's you don't have to worry about anything else unless you really, really got feelings for it. Because like with guys, it's just like, damn, like I want to be more than this, right? And that's why I was saying like it's tough in certain situations, but that is like, damn, like I came up to you because one, I like how you look and I like the vibe that you give off, the energy that you give off. Just for you to tell me that, oh, we can just be friends. That we can just be friends part really hits you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, either you just...
we gonna continue to just be friends or just gonna go somewhere else.
Right. And I guess you just have to think of it like that in a sense. So,
mm-hmm.
So yes, women and men can be friends. I hate that it has to be like all these scenarios we have to sort of prove our point, but yeah.
Yeah, I hate that it has to be like under very specific circumstances, but it's friendship and like relationships in general, whether it's a friendship or not,
right,
has just gotten too damn complicated.
Too complicated.
And that's why there's people out there that legit just have this many friends.
Yeah.
Because when you have that few friends, you don't have to worry about a lot.
Exactly. So, yeah. I think that's all I can say about it.
Yeah, so, we'll end the podcast here. We'll come back to you all next time with a different topic. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we don't even know when we're going to upload the next episode, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Look out on social media. We'll keep y'all updated. And, yeah, thanks for watching.
All right.